Live from the fringes of reality and the edges of speculation, this is the Prometheus Report. I am delighted to make your acquaintance, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings and salutations to my fellow Prometheans, and a hearty welcome to all. I am Bram Michelson, your guide, your host, your sommelier for this journey we are about to undertake. See, we here at the Prometheus Report like to talk about things that by most people's reckoning don't fit easily into a box. Like, for example, tonight we're going to be talking about the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. There's a lot of buzz on the internet about this at the moment, but we're going to try to go a little bit deeper and figure out why all of this volatility in that particular market is taking place. Tonight on the Prometheus Report, we turn back the covers on Bitcoin. So I got a question for you. On the internet, there's a pretty big buzz about Bitcoin.
I remember when it started out, I looked into it, and I gave it 50-50 chance. The premise, you know, I loved it right off the bat that it was an uncentralized or decentralized banking system where everybody got to look at the ledger. So there was no question as to what's going on.
No Fed, no Federal Reserve in there. Yeah, right.
No fractional reserve.
Have you seen the? Let me post this in the Discord chat. Have you seen the Bitcoin price chart? It is insane. So April is pretty sharp. October it skyrockets up for some strange reason and then 2014 it takes off. 2015 it's starting to come back down. 2016 it's headed back up, and this year it's just been a roller coaster ride all year.
I know for a fact people like George Soros are actually very interested in Bitcoin, and some of the bigger players are, because they're looking at it from the potential as being a new model for the new one world banking system. But they've got to find out a way that they can control it and manipulate it. So this is...
And right now there's no control and there's no way to manipulate it. Well, maybe not. I don't even know how the bloody thing works. So
the encryption is stronger than the stuff we use for banking now as it is. But that being said, the NSA has all kinds of tools. You never know.
Yeah, you just never know.
There's always some backdoors. Like this thing's so highly scrutinized. They're so confident that but anything that is made by man can be unmade by man.
Well, yeah, of course.
So
there's two sides to everything that man has ever made. It's a double-edged sword.
But let's just pretend it is 100% secure. These guys, they're bankers. That's what they do all their life. They've controlled banking, and this is a new animal. This is a new thing. They're
going to want to control it. These are people who are just like control freaks. Yep. Don't come down on me too hard for going against the bankers or anything, heaven forbid, but they are control freaks. CNBC among these things, Bitcoin struggles to hold above 16,000 crypto marketplace. Coinbase reports transaction delays. Coinbase said on his status website at 1:24 Eastern Standard Time, due to high volume, we are experiencing a backlog of outgoing transactions for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Outgoing transactions of Bitcoin and Ethereum may be delayed several hours. Bitcoin has now recovered more than 50% of its value from a low of 10,400 hit on Friday in an extremely volatile day of trading that had no immediate apparent explanation behind it. And that's something that's really weird. There's it just goes up and down like crazy. Trading on Coinbase was also down for more than 2 hours during Friday's sell-off. It just went offline. Ethereum traded 0.6% higher, near $770 down, about 12.6% from its record high of $881 hit Thursday. That's interesting.
The volatility of it right now, it gained in popularity, but you've got people like JP Morgan saying we'll never ever buy it, and he'll fire anybody in their staff that actually trades. But I think the market really is seeing, we can maybe make some money off this. So what they're doing is they're saying, can we use our old traditional methods, the simple methods of buying and selling, and using their regular channels to float stories in the media, because they own the media.
Right. Well, yeah. That's pretty much
Get
been proven.
Bitcoin in the, yeah, all they got to do is make sure Bitcoin's mentioned on the news a few times and how much money it's making, and take the slant of the story and manipulate, and see if they can do it. They can manipulate this market the old-fashioned way, still control it, and maybe they can look at this, because like electronic currency is the future. Like, it's not backed by anything.
But my question to you is,
right now,
do you own Bitcoin? Do you own
No.
Bitcoin? No, why not? Because you're a tech guy. You're the tech
It was
dude.
kind of complex, like, because first of all, you can't spend it anywhere.
No,
It's growing.
it's
but
growing.
it wasn't.
But there was a point when you couldn't. It was just like, you know what? Interesting to have. It was like, you know, terrarium or something. Yeah, it's kind of pretty.
Like, I knew about it very early in the game, before it even got released. Like, I knew what was coming through the grapevine. But
If you
cryptocurrencies, I knew it was going to be a time, you know, where people are going to make money, but it's just too I knew it was going to be too volatile. People are going to get their it's too early in development. Like the first, any first piece of software.
So you think that Bitcoin is going to crash? You think that it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin is just headed to the ground? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
100%.
headed in your direction too. Yeah.
There's no way it's going to last.
But
no way it can last. Plus, I think there's already talking about Bitcoin 2. There's a bunch of different types of clones. And,
there's a bunch of time. There's like Ethereum.
You can only have 21 million different coins, like total, and it's the way that they've set it up. So what this really is a learning test bed, and now that the big players are in it, and they're trying to see how they can break it and how they can manipulate it and how they can turn it to their advantage.
So there's one more question I want to ask about Bitcoin. When do you think the big boys will step in? When do you think
they're already in?
Oh, they're already in. No, I mean, like, when are they going to put their foot down and they're going to say, boom, okay, that's it. No more Bitcoin. Only our currency.
They can't.
We can't?
From what I read, there were 4 requirements for it to be considered legal tender. And it met all the requirements. Like some Swiss banks and such did a study on it, and they concluded that, you know, this could work. And they couldn't say, you know, even though it's being used for nefarious reasons, they tried to brand it as
money is being used for nefarious reasons. Yes, that currency is a legal tender according to the banks that be, but who cares? It's like, it's practically untraceable.
No, it's traceable. There's a ledger. Everybody can see it. But
yeah, but they don't know who's got what, right? They don't know that Brad Michelson is
that should be
got
the way
25
it is.
cents of Bitcoin or something, you know?
That should be the way it is. There is no right for any government or any other person to intrude into the private contract between people.
You got me there. Yeah. I'm absolutely, completely with you on that one. I'm going to come down and I'm going to say that I think Bitcoin is going to be subverted. It's going to be regulated, and it's going to lose its luster, and it's going to have a tremendous correction, and it's going to go down into like I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that this time next year, Bitcoin will be worth less than $100.
This is the thing. The guy who created Bitcoin,
Satoshi Nakamoto,
he has the original key for the encryption. So, I mean, as we discussed before, this guy kind of like disappeared off. Nobody knows who he was. They couldn't figure out. He was very careful at hiding himself. However, the NSA, if you saw that story that I posted in the channel, has a method of... So the guy who created it...
I just found the article here. It's from medium.com. Crypto Muse. The creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, is the world's most elusive billionaire, worth more than $7 billion as of November 2017. Few people outside the Department of Homeland Security know Satoshi's real name. In fact, the Department of Homeland Security will not publicly confirm that even they know the billionaire's identity. Satoshi has taken great care to keep his identity secret, employing the latest encryption and obfuscation methods in his communications. Despite these efforts, Satoshi gave investigators the tool they needed to find him, his own words. Using stylometry, one is able to compare text to determine authorship of a particular work. Through the years, Satoshi wrote thousands of posts and emails, most of which are publicly available. By taking Satoshi's texts and finding the 50 most common words, the NSA was able to break down his text into 5,000 word chunks and analyze each to find the frequency of those 50 words. This would result in a unique 50-word identifier for each chunk. The resulting fingerprint for anything written by Satoshi could easily be compared to any other writing. So basically, your writing is creating a fingerprint to identify you as unique among other writers. That's Orwellian? Is that the word I'm looking for? I think it is. The currency that's got my attention is Steemit. Have you ever heard of that?
Place where you can do videos and make comments, and everything you do in real life is energy. And it's energy we're putting into society.
So let me just read this here from the Wikipedia database. Steemit is a blogging and social networking website on top of the Steem blockchain database. The Steem blockchain produces Steem and Steem dollars, which are tradable tokens users obtain for posting, discovering, and commenting on interesting content. So it's based on interest and it's based on effort. Other than that, it's bubbles and balloons. It's not actually based on anything. And that's my problem with Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin isn't actually based on anything physical.
Well, the money system right now isn't. It's not on the gold standard. It's based on the blood, sweat, and tears of the human person and their promise to pay.
And the promise to pay.
And pay taxes. That's all it is. But this Steemit, I could just see it being easily exploitable using bots and other automations.
Yeah, that's the downside.
Very
isn't
easily.
it?
Just like they buy votes in Reddit, they buy likes and retweets from countries in India, and you could just give them $100 and they've got bots ready to go with tons of people. Like it's shaped a lot of the internet.
Yeah, it has. I mean, like that. Take a look at the recent Star Wars thing. Is that Star Wars came out, and all of a sudden, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a rating of like 50 something. People coming out of the movie theater are saying, "Oh, it's a great movie. I really like it." Rotten Tomatoes is saying it's 52. They take a look on Rotten Tomatoes on their certified reviewer website, and they're like 93% fresh, 73% fresh, 83% fresh, and it turns out that it's a bunch of bots that are just, tainting the mix. Proven? Yeah, it was out on the.
There probably was a few angry people that had some bots set up.
Yeah. Well, this guy was like, according to the powers that be, was a right-wing, ultra-right-wing dude, and was like...
Oh, of course the left-wing media is going to mention that.
there was too much feminism in there, and that purple-haired admiral was actually an SJW, and
stuff like that. And it's like...
No, it is being shoved down our throats.
That's what she said? What is the... Okay.
This is not Star Wars, and it's not Disney. It's politics in space.
Politics in space.
There was a trend going on Twitter to get George Lucas to come back.
My fellow Prometheans, thank you very much for listening. What do you think is the future of Bitcoin? Do you think it's going to go up and someday replace the American dollar as the currency of choice? Or do you think it's going to crash back down to earth and burn around your ankles? Either way, let us know in the comments section below. If you think that we were on point, hit that like button and let us know in the comments below. If you think we were wrong, if you think we're crazy, or both, hit that dislike button and sound off in the comments. You see, we're trying to make this show into a conversation. If you want to hear more, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell notification icon too. If you want to contribute to the discussion, consider joining us in the Discord chat. Link is in the description below. What's Discord, you say? Discord is like Skype, it's just way cooler. Now we're just starting out, so please help us grow by sharing this broadcast on your favorite social media platform. Again, thank you very much for tuning in, and until next time, be well.